Hey lovely people, I am here to show you guys how to use the weapon and armor repair station and XP farm. It's quite a simple process. So here we are. Before we get started, I will give you a little intro on the mechanics. So it's just a zero-tick kelp farm that we built by navynexus. If you guys are interested in knowing how to build one of these rigs, it's quite simple. And what it's connected to is a whole bunch of smokers which are locked by these switches, which then have hoppers running into double chests below it just to collect the output. So what happens is subsequently the zero tick pushes out kelp, which pass through the hopper lines into these double chests, and then they sit idle in this box here until we flick this switch up, which will start letting kelp through, and the smoking process then begins. If you come to this place to use it, you just have to check if there's any kelp. So each of these boxes are separate from each other, so you need to check each line. If there's none in there right now, there's a few in there, but by the time you see this, maybe someone might have used it and left it empty for you. But it's not so doesn't take that much time to get a little bit of kelp back. In fact, it's quite quick. It regenerates quite quickly. So it's quite a great tool for fuel as well as getting some easy XP. So what we'll do is we'll enter this little chamber. We'll make sure we close these doors behind us, because the last thing we want is for any hostile mobs to attack us from behind while we're busy repairing our kits. So we what I have here is 2 chests where all my tools are residing. So I'll start by I emptied my inventory first, so I've left all my valuable things that I usually carry around with me in a separate chest, just so that it's out of the way while I do this, because the last thing I want to do is constantly go back and forth and take out items. Let's just do it in one fell sweep. So here we go. We start by turning on these switches, and then this allows kelp to roll through. So that's the wrong one to check. So if we have a look in here, it's already accumulated like 17 pieces of kelp. So we shut this down, right? I don't know how I got those 10. I think I took half a stack of what was in there. Alright, anyways, so we've got these kelp inside of here. If you're quick, you can do this a lot faster, but it doesn't really matter. Just take your time. Every time I take out kelp, it gives me the XP for the it doesn't calculate the XP from the 3 kelp that it smelted, but every single kelp that's run through this machine, it will calculate and give you the equivalent XP for. So I don't know how many we've done for this, but it's quite a lot. If I don't have any mending armor on me, and I've got an empty hands, and I take out, for instance, okay, that doesn't count, right? Right now I'm on 95 XP. I take 1 kelp. From 95 I go 96 straight away. So it's probably not the best way to show you how much XP exactly that we're getting through this machine, but it's a good indicator that you get quite a bit. So we'll go back to repairing things. Make sure you're equipping the item, the said item that you want to repair. Now since this one has a lot of durability, I might switch to something like this shovel. If I take all of these, it repairs almost all of it straight away. If I take the next batch, it completely repairs it. So it's just a process of just sitting by and taking items out of the furnace as they get smelted, and changing your tools every once in a while once you notice that they're completely repaired. So I'll do that again, okay? So I'll flick these switches up in order to let more kelp through. Okay, I'll leave that there for a few seconds, and then I will switch all of them off so that it locks the bottom, it locks the top hoppers, and that way it also locks the items from passing through, so that way you get the opportunity to pick them out. I'm gonna go continue to repair all my tools, so I'll switch to the flint and steel, then I'll switch to my hoe, And I hope this makes a lot of sense. And it's a good place to come to get yourself some furnace fuel if you need it, okay? So it's pretty pog. I've got to thank a couple of people for putting this together. Firstly myself, because I built it. I built the original one after learning about a few navynexus build tutorials. And then I got to thank Shiny Bill for actually installing the smokers, because actually it came in pretty clutch, because I've been doing a lot of digging around this area. So here we are, just populating my inventory bar, and I will continue to repair my set items. So yeah, usually it gets repaired usually within, I think, about three pieces of kelp, or sometimes I don't know why. But yeah, it's just you just gotta sit idle and just be patient, and eventually all your items will be repaired. As you can see. Okay, I've run out of kelp again, so I might have to turn this thing back on again. Usually I can do it more efficiently, but since I'm talking to you at the same time, it just takes a little bit longer. Whatever that was, I think there's a whole bunch of skeleton horses right behind me. That's the sound usually of skeleton horses spawning in. Okay. Yeah, see, that was 4, and somehow it repaired everything. So I don't know, it's hit and miss. I don't know, I'm not too sure exactly how much XP it gives to you. So that was 4 pieces of kelp, and it did half that pick. And then that time, that was in total 8 pieces, and it repaired both that tool straight away from its lowest point to max health. Again, it's just 2 sets, I think. I don't think it matters what items are in there. I think it's just like, it doesn't matter if there's 1 or if there's 8 inside of here. You just need to take out 1 at a time, and it gives you the same amount each time. Need some more kelp. Oh, is there none left? Okay. Yeah, I made sure on purpose that I had a whole bunch of tools to repair, so that I could show you guys how exactly this works. So hopefully you guys can come over here and use this whenever you need to. Okay, I think I need to let a few more pieces of kelp through. Almost there, a couple of more tools, and we should be done. Unfortunately for this bow, it doesn't have mending, it has infinity. So bows are one of the things that you have to make a decision on, whether to keep it as a mending bow and have lots of arrows with you at all times, or whether to just ditch that idea and stick with infinity and crafting more bows whenever you need them. It is quite annoying when you get to the point where you have to build a new one, but it is worth it. I think it's definitely worth it. Having infinity, that is. Okay, so remember, this is the switch that toggles the farm. Even a 5-minute AFK session can yield you quite a lot of kelp, so just bear that in mind. You don't need to AFK for too long. If you can do it for 5-10 minutes, and it should be plenty. Enough for your needs. You don't need like 50 double chests worth of kelp, you know, it's just pointless. Alright, so this is my new shovel box. This is where I've kept my regular tools. I used to have a lot more than this. I think I've got exact amount of netherite picks, but I've lost 2 main picks, which is kind of unfortunate, but yeah, there's nothing much I can do about that. I don't know where I lost the chest that had a whole bunch of goodies. But yeah, regardless, we've got a whole bunch of kelp blocks with us now as well, so we can just stow those away somewhere convenient. Also, there should be some in here. Which which I'll gladly take with me on my journeys. So yeah, remember guys, props goes out to also Tango Taylor for putting this little shield, hostile mob shield around us, and Shiny Bill also for placing, having the mindset to just placing a whole bunch of smokers here, which has helped considerably. Yeah, and also guys, it's always a good idea to have your own fuel cell or fuel source shot box, just to keep things super tidy. And yeah, I will leave it at that, and I will prepare for my next tutorial. My next tutorial coming very soon, within a week, will be the tutorial for the auto smelter or the super smelter. It's not really an auto smelter. There's a few things that you need to do in order to prepare yourself for super smelting, but yeah, it's pretty straight, pretty self-explanatory. Anyways, thanks guys, take care, and I'll catch you in the next tutorial.